Well, good morning to everybody. It is a little after 8 a.m., 0805 hours or 6, somewhere around there, a.m., of course. Just wanted to say hello to everybody and did post a skip clip there. I guess that's one way to say it. But yeah, I just wanted to say hello to everybody and, because I'm usually throwing all these videos at you, like a ton a minute, and of course we were doing a lot of testing, and a lot of people were listening, and that we're doing it, on the other side of that, which was always cool. Um, yeah. So other than that, the skip has been a little different lately, which is not an issue. I've got a lot going on myself. I have to put that down. I'll feel better. Yeah. So one question I've got, and I wanted to cover it a while ago, is from a contact I've had many times with Andy and Lancashire Wanderer 26 Delta Romeo 387, and his question was, and I figured, I better make a video. uh, is about the antenna situation here on the farm, what I'm doing, and what's working for me. And he wanted to know the difference between uh, Ciro, however you want to pronounce it, the A400 Starduster, and the Ciro Astroplane. Yeah, so there is a difference. It seems that the Astroplane actually wins most times. Oh, I'm sorry, everybody. I have to move around. Uh, there's no denying that. It's right there in the videos. But again, the A400 does work rather well. And I'm talking skip right now, just with those. So there's just times that A400 will do better than the Starduster, you know. So and then and not the Starduster. The Starduster will do better than the Astroplane for sure. Um, so it's all a gizmo. I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's both are very useful to me. Take into grand take into consideration. I'm sorry that what we're doing. What I had up was the A400. The Starduster was up first and has been up for I don't know 3 or 4 years before COVID. I guess just before COVID. Um, and it's a Ciro. It is. It runs fine. It's not a heavy, big antenna, but it is a fine antenna, and you can see it has a lot of angles on it coming down the downriggers. So there begins one thing you got to think on, is these two antennas are uh, one of the more difficult mounts, and they're not big antennas, mind you, but the way they're mounted is a little more different. It's different than most things we do. So in case of the Starduster, the A400, remember half is hanging down, half is up, and your antenna pipe, tube, whatever you want to call it, mast, is going to fit in um, right into it, and you're going to have to run your coax through your pipe. So the only thing that I can do and did was I just basically have another piece of pipe, and that's what's connected to the antenna, and of course, coax comes out of that, and that's attached to the other pipe, the mast itself. So you got to go through that. So that's one issue right there. Um, and of course, I mean, when you look at the height and when your downriggers are down, you have to take that into compensation. You got to get that up. So you're pushing a little harder on that antenna to get some distance height wise. Which is you need open horizons to use that, but that is a pretty good antenna around town. I will say that for it. It works very well in the local context, and it is a skip talker. It's definitely a talker. There's no denying it. So anyway, you're dealing with that. So Now, when you come to the astroplane, it's top heavy, and when you need to go look at these things, the specs from the producer there, Syra, and stay away from the other brands. Especially, there's a few American brands. They're not made as well as the Zero Syra, the current productions. So I know both antennas from antiquity, from the 70s for sure. But anyway, the Astroplane is a fine antenna. It's top heavy. It's a better performer. It's quarter wave, of course. That's what we're talking here. Your antenna wire is going way up there. So you got the hanging down part too. It's 12 foot tall roughly. So, I mean, it's not as tall an antenna, but again, in the wind, it's one of those very interesting things. And but I like the way it's situated, how it's mounted. I think it's a little easier. But on both antennas, you got to remember that you got that down part. So you have to compensate for that with height. Height. You got to add to that to get it where it's going to be. Up 8 minutes and 10 seconds. So I know both antennas from the 70s, and they were always good antennas in the day. But if I now putting them against a ground wave as far as skip talking, that's Cyro. I have a Cyro 5/8 ground plane. I think it's an 826, 36, 4, something like that. It's a nice antenna. It folds up and everything. It's wonderful, but for skip talking, it's not. For local, it's better. So that I took that down, and I had the Astroplane actually sitting here in the radio room for 6 months, and I finally got it up, of course, as we know, and put it together and got that up, and yeah, that's overall. If I had to pick one, I'm going to say that's going to be the one that's going to get me the most traffic all the way around, everything. Now I live at 1,260 feet above sea level with open horizons, uh, and anytime I'm where those antennas are and I look at the angles that they're displaying it, I mean, you can't miss that part of it. They're open to the horizon, so, and the trees aren't bunching them out. They have good room. They have good coax on them. They're at 75 feet as far as coax goes. They have the heavy gauge stuff. So, the good, so I don't run a lot of power. Let's bring that right in there. So I don't run a lot of power. You guys know what I run. What I show you or tell you, that's what I'm running. I'm not fooling around much on that. I mean, what can I say? I know other people do, but I'm usually running 100 watts would be considered on AM, and PEP, what is it, 250, something like that. I can, then run the 503, which is like 200, I don't know, 30 or 40, 240. Um, yeah, people are talking. I see it. I see the meter bouncing. We'll get to that. So anyway, that's what I'm running for power. So I'm not overpowering. Those antennas are not. Let's see, the Astroplane I believe is rated at 1,000 watts, and I believe the A400 Starduster is 500 watts. But you got to do your reading on that. So that's also going to play. Also, again, the downfeed and how it spreads out. These are not the normal. Yeah, once you look at it, you're going to understand. It's not normal. Now, I can tell you one time, and I don't want to keep, oh my, and then we come back to this. So anyway, I can tell you one time I was running the A400. I was talking to Kate. We all know who Kate is, right? Yeah, she runs Night Station. And I had a good contact on her going, and Glenn was there also, Delta X-Ray 444. And I switched from the A400 to the Starduster. I mean, from the Starduster A400. I'm sorry, keep doing that. To the Astroplane, and my signal went. I think it was from like a 3 to 5 to 7 to 9 with full audio. So there was the clincher there. And prior to that, I had been using the A400 to get the static down on other contacts. But again, see, there you go. And so we did that test. We had that. You find that when you hear Kate go, oh my God. And it wasn't a power increase. I didn't increase the power. I just flipped the switch. So again, these things are up to everybody by where you live, how you can mount these antennas. Are they going to perform for you? I don't know. Do they perform for me? Yes, yes, they do. Um, do they cost a lot of money? In my opinion, no. I believe stateside currency, you can pick up a Astroplane for under $200 and with the shipping and tax. And same deal with the other stuff. Both actually A400 is going to be even cheaper as everyone so. But I just wanted to share that with you. And what would I pick if I had nothing but to pick one antenna? I would stick with the Astroplane. It's going to do it for me all the way around, for sure. But these are skip talking antennas again, and they react differently to different elevations and mineral contents. There's a lot of things involved that I can give no guarantee on, other than what you see work for me. So, cheers, everybody. Hope I didn't bore the hell out of you. That's Glenn, Delta X-Ray 444's job. Anyway, yeah, so uh, I'll be talking to you soon. I see the skip is banging. It's very snowy here, very cold. We're in March, and it's upset month for weather, and so that has its effects. I hope everybody's doing well, staying warm. Talk to you all later. Blessings from this side of the big pond there.